10 applications for the LA Gator Scholarship Program open March 1st, and a local Christian school shared their thoughts on it today. Gabby Ballou has the story.
There are a lot of parents that we talk to who would love to put their kids in a Christian education, but they just can't afford it. The economy's kind of tough.
Dr. Mike Holloway and Pastor Skip Dean are both on the Northeast Baptist School Board, serving as president and vice president. The Louisiana Gator Scholarship Program allows for parents to receive state funding to choose a school that best fits the child's needs. The money can be used to pay for tuition, textbooks, uniforms, tutoring, and more. Pastor Dean explains why this program is beneficial for parents and students.
We feel it's very progressive, gives choice and opportunity to parents and to children. I think it's a great opportunity for all of our schools.
Governor Jeff Landry signed off on creating the scholarship program in June of 2024. Dr. Holloway says this program allows more students to seek a Christian education at their school if they wish.
God gave that responsibility to parents to raise their children, and if they want to raise them in a Christian education environment, we want to help them do that.
When asked how this new program could impact public schools, Dr. Holloway says if the schools lose students, that they could in turn lose some of the state funding they receive. We reached out to 5 public school districts for their thoughts on the program and were unable to receive a comment. The Louisiana House of Representatives Committee on Education will be meeting Wednesday morning to give an update on the K-12 Education Study Group. In Monroe, Gabby Ballou, KNOE 8 News.